All right, good morning, everybody. Boy, what a confusing situation this must be. It took me a while to figure out what to do. Stu is sick. Stu is sick this morning, and I'm actually going to play for you the reason why he's sick. So I thought, okay, so how do I do the review without Stu? And then I've got the podcast I'm supposed to do for the members, but it's Valentine's Day. But just like, between the review and the pod, am I supposed to talk about the Panthers for 90 minutes straight? Right? And we got a game tonight. So I said, okay, why don't we just do this? I'm going to, this is the podcast and the review. I'm going to make it public for everybody today since it's Valentine's Day. We'll do something special. So you'll get a little bit of an idea what the podcast is like. But we're also going to have a little bit of a different way that we're going to do the review. Because the reason why Stu is sick is because last night at the end of the live stream, everybody wanted him to come on because it was such a big victory, right? We won shootout and just everybody's just excited. So people started asking for Stu. So I texted him. He says, yeah, he comes on. So he goes outside. He's got his laptop, same spot. And I guess he should have gone outside in a sweater or a sweatshirt or something because now he woke up this morning and he is like, dude, I'm going back to bed. And he's never just texting me going back to bed. He'll text me and say, I'm not feeling well, man. Can we do this now so I can get some rest? He texted me and said, I'm not doing it. I'm going back to bed. So I know he is hurting beyond words. So before I get into my shtick, I'm going to do my stuff at the end. What I'm going to play here is for about a half hour. He came on the stream last night, and it's mostly Stu. It's Kyle's there a little bit. I'm there a little bit. But what happens during the live streams is I hang out for 5 minutes after the game, okay? Because we stream the whole game. I hang out for a couple minutes. Then I go do the recap, and usually Kyle will run the stream, or sometimes we'll have a guest on after while I'm doing the recap and uploading and all of that. So that's what Stu did yesterday. So I'm going to play now the half hour of Stu on the live stream yesterday because not everybody was there. So that's what I'm going to play now. And then after that, I'll come on and say my piece of the podcast. All right. You good?
I'm
All
good.
right, buddy. All right. So how's your night going?
Well, I know you said you were falling asleep earlier. I wasn't falling. Hey guys, what's happening? Let me say hi to some people here.
Yeah.
Light it up. Well, give me a minute here, boys. Eric caught me off guard.
Yeah.
Anyway, by the way, the date. Never mind.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm still.
We'll tell that story tomorrow.
Hey, figure it out. I'm still smiling. Anyway, so it wasn't a boring game. It was a playoff game, and it was a game of mistakes.
Right. Well,
Mr. Rain and Tippin was great. I mean, the thing that really just drives me fucking nuts with these referees.
yeah, man. I mean, Chuck barely. He did touch him, but it was just so barely, man.
And Montour scores another goal.
I know.
He scores a goal with minus 1 second. I know, plus 1 second.
Yeah.
So.
No, we needed an extra half a second there, but that's okay.
Hey guys, I see all of you, Paul, Dustin, the usual convicts, George. Yeah, I'm celebrating, man. Hey, Rosado. All right, so anyway, listen. Bob stole 2 points. Let's just. I mean, are we gonna rehash this in the morning?
Yeah. I'm gonna let you. The chat was asking for you, so I'm gonna go do the recap. I'm gonna get Kyle in the seat, and you.
All right. So listen, guys. Here's your opportunity.
You.
I'll watch the chat. I'll answer all your questions.
Yep. All right, I'll be back, guys. Okay, here. Let me get out of the way.
I don't like the shootout personally, but we had nothing going on with the 3-on-3. That's probably the worst 3-on-3 I've seen them I mean, we've only had 3 this year, so, but that's the worst 3-on-3 I've seen in a really long time. Yeah, Blue Chew. You know what, TK? Blue Chew, I'm going to tell Eric he's got to reach out to them. I don't need Blue Chew. Thank you much. Anyway, yeah, the date was great, True. Great was date. Nice gal. Had some fun. Good dinner. Good conversation. Lots of laughs. Yep, Nick. Really bad 3-on-3. I don't understand why they didn't put Forsling out there. I just don't understand. Forsling, Barkov, and Lundell, or Barkov, Lundell, and Montour, and then Bennett, Kachuk, and Forsling.
Verhage. Um, they had Verhage out there, but yeah, you're wondering why.
Paul, when is that Preds game, bro? I'd be into that. Is that a Saturday? That's right, Tim. Rocky Patel. If anybody wants to know, Rocky Patel, Edge Carollos, available at Publix, $5.19. Many cigars as I smoke, I can't be spending 15, 20 bucks a stick. Anyway, yeah, Paul, that sounds good to me, bro. You get the tickets, I'll be there.
I believe
Bennett, Chuck, and Forsling would be crazy. Absolutely. You got the even if you want to go Barkov, Reinhardt, and Montour, I just like the Barkov Lundell combo. Just like when they're killing penalties. No, I'm not going to Nashville. I went to Nashville for Pearl Jam, not for the Panthers.
Gene asked why the
What's
Minnesota
true?
Wild are
What,
so
Nick?
bad.
What's May 18th? Gudis was a little lazy this game. I don't know. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing the Duke. Oh, well, I don't know what. I don't know, Paul. Nearful saying that the February 18th game is in Nashville. I don't think that's. The home game is March 2nd. All right, listen. If it's a Saturday at 2:00, I'm good. All right, so guys, tell me who was the star for the Panthers besides Bob. Who was the star of the night for the Panthers? Kyle, who do you think played the best for us besides Bob?
Who do I think played the best?
Yeah, you got to get the mic closer to bro.
Oh, sorry about that. Okay, so I'd have to think about that because Bob.
Hey, Nearful, Eric Stahl. That's who I would have picked. He did a fantastic job. Forsling, Nick, Forsling is Forsling. Game in, game out. He's our best defenseman, steady, ready. One wild guy, Bob. I said besides Bob because we know Bob stole the game. Ekblad, I thought had a good game. Montour had a good game. But Stahl, to me, just gave that extra effort. It's too bad we had so many penalties and penalty kills that we didn't see much of Ryan Lumberg tonight. Listerinen had a good game. Listen, guys, this was a back and forth playoff game, and playoff games are won and lost on goaltending and mistakes.
Didn't Sam Bennett block a shot?
Yeah, hey, Sway J, at least Ekblad didn't break a stick tonight. TK, that is absolutely correct, but it was the wrong Stahl. I hated Mark Stahl. And as soon as I made that video calling him out, he's been a different player ever since. He must have watched the video and heard what I said to him. Anyway, I don't know why I'm scratching my beard so much tonight.
Yeah. Well,
The team listens. Yeah, they should. I know what I'm talking about. Hardest game of the year? Ronnie, 2 points. That's it.
it would seem that this
Rosado,
game,
cool your jets there, bro. Cool your jets. Stu for head coach.
it would seem this game tonight is exactly the kind of game
Kyle,
Maurice is going
Kyle,
to.
you have to pull the microphone closer to your
Oh.
face.
Okay. I thought I was close enough.
Can't hear you.
Okay, can you hear me
No
now?
more Manscaped jokes, guys. No more Manscaped. All right?
I was just chipping in to say I think tonight's game is probably what Paul Maurice is hoping every game for the Panthers plays out like. It seems to be the kind of hard playoff style game that his system was built for. Because it's a close 2-1 contest, and the Panthers played that sort of defensive style that Paul Maurice has been practically enforcing all season. So, would you agree with that, Stu?
Absolutely. But we had 7 power plays, man. Hey, Rosado, yes. Absolutely. Get it for him, okay? And cruise control, I am not smoking a Cuban. I hope to be smoking a Cuban soon, but not yet. If we were talking about Mickey Mouse, Kyle would be okay. What did we do wrong and who played the worst? Power play, man. You get so many chances and you don't score, you usually lose the game. That's why I'm saying Bob just totally took over this game. Kaprizov's shot was unstoppable. Remember how I always talk about almost every video, I talk about that box right at the 2 upper corners of the net. And these players are so freaking good. They must practice thousands and thousands of shot attempts to hit those corners. And obviously, you saw what Kaprizov did. He just hit it perfectly. No way any goalie can stop a shot like that.
Yeah.
Our offense is so strong, but we don't play. Bob ain't. Yeah, of course. Vezina Bob. That's right, George. Listen, we didn't play our best game, but we didn't play our worst game. All right. And we played a team that's reeling. Minnesota has really been, they have not been good, guys, for like the last few weeks. If you look up their record, it's not good. So I knew tonight, that's why I'm ecstatic. I knew tonight was going to be a game we could possibly lose because Minnesota was coming off a road trip and they were itching to get a win. What do I think about the goal being called? No, Daryl, it was a goal. It was a total bullshit call.
Gene Marshall was asking earlier why the Minnesota Wild were so bad because they have some studs. Like Kaprizov is the 3rd player in Wild history to have consecutive 30-goal seasons, and yet they're still struggling. So
he's a great player, man. All right, so let me answer this George Michael question. St. Louis, it's going to be another rough one. We always seem to have a tough time in St. Louis.
I thought tomorrow's game was the Capitals.
No, St. Louis and then the Capitals.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
If the Panthers get in, Stu, would you rather them play Boston or You know what, guys?
Everything good?
Andrew, let's just get in. I don't care who we play because once you get in, then anything can happen. So let's not play that game. A couple of years ago, we wanted this team and whatever. Last year we wanted the Caps. We got the Caps, and we almost lost. Did you see Reinhardt kissing Bob? No, Rosado, I did not. Were the NHL reps this bad? No. No. Yeah, everybody would love to have Kaprizov on their team, Nick. Night tomorrow, you would think. I mean, Bob worked his ass off tonight. He deserves a rest tomorrow. So I'm thinking night's in, and that's why I'm worried about tomorrow night. He's going to be stale. He's going to be really. He hasn't played a game for the Panthers in months. What has it been? 2 months? Oh, okay. I know. I thought he patted him, Rosado. I didn't think he kissed him. I thought he patted him on the head.
Yeah,
Okay, so Dustin, here's what I'm thinking about Duke. I think Duke's going to start off on the third line. Okay, I don't see them breaking up Lundell, Reinhardt, and Barkov, and Bennett, Verhage, and brain fart, who's on that line. Help me out here, guys, on that second line. Bennett, Verhage. Oh, Kachuk. A little crazy. So I think Luosterainen, what I'd like to see is Luosterainen with Denisenko on the right wing and Duclair on the left wing. That's the third line. Move Cousins down to fourth line. And I say, or he's scratched. Thanks, guys. Kachuk came into mind there. How can I forget about him? Anyway, how do we clear the $3 million? Good question, Paul. Good question. I don't have the answer. Good night, Rosado. Get rid of Cousins. I don't know. I think White's gone. Yeah. Well, we're already Kucheroving Hornquist. So, Gene, who are the Kings and the Canucks playing tonight?
Sergei Bobrovsky now has a 13-3-1 record in his career versus the Wild with 2.06 goals against average and a .931 save percentage.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Hey, Gene, who are the Kings and the Canucks playing tonight? Oh, Detroit and Buffalo. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
we got to concentrate on the Islanders and the Capitals. I don't know if we can take Pittsburgh for the first wild card, but I think that second wild card is up for grabs. Yeah, that's Andrew. That's so true. Cousins is only making $1 million. White's only making $1 million. Canucks play Detroit. Okay, and they're at home. TK, how do you change the slow starts? Well, the opening face-off happens, and you go at full bore. You get out of first gear, and you take it up to fifth gear or sixth gear. We're talking about a Porsche now. There's been many games when we've just taken almost a period to get going. Then usually we have goals scored against us. Thank God we didn't have that tonight. Oh, okay, Nick. I'll check that out. Thanks for telling me. RW up now. What is that, Tim? What are you saying to me? You know what, Andrew? With our cap space problems, I don't see us making any moves. I'd be really shocked to see any major players go. People talk about trading Reinhardt, trading Bennett. Stupid moves. Those guys are core players. Oh, okay, Tim. Thank you. Red Wings. Duh. Having a lot of brain farts tonight, guys. Sorry. That is correct, Nick. That is correct. The Tampa game we played great. That was a full 60 minutes. And look what happened. Yeah, Andrew. I'm looking at your question and I'm just thinking to myself, let's just work out the cap problem, getting Duclair back in the lineup. And then obviously I would imagine if Hornquist is healthy, he wants to play. And maybe for the good of the team, he'll stay on IR. I heard Chikrin is going to LA. Paul. I've talked about trading Ekblad, but it's not going to happen. Not going to happen.
The thing is when I take a look at the Panthers' current situation in the lineup, I really don't see where we can afford to trade or try to buy at any point, especially with our cap issues. The lineup is pretty much the guys we've got are almost the best options we could ask for in every case. You know.
Right. Yeah, Tim. That's it. No moves other than fitting under the cap, and then next year the Yandel hit comes off, and then I don't think Hornquist is coming back. I don't think White's coming back. I don't think Cousins is coming back. I'd keep Eric Stahl. I'd sign him for another year. I don't know if Gianni Smith is going to be back. I definitely would like to see Denisenko stay up on the club. I like that kid. Eric likes that kid too. Just hasn't been really given a chance. There's no room for him. That's the problem. So, William, I think you're probably the only person in this stream that was on the edge of your seat. I'm just busting balls, man. It was a I don't know if I would be on. I don't think I was on the edge of my seat. I usually watch my game laying in my bed, relaxing, watching it. But listen, all I can say is I don't think we deserved that 2 points, but we got it.
How would you fix the power play? Because it's got to be pretty awful.
I don't like Kachuk behind the net, Kyle.
Yeah.
I don't like that play, and I'd like to see Barkov shoot more.
Yeah, shoot the puck. And what is?
I mean, he has plenty. He has plenty of opportunities to shoot from where he's at, and he scores. He's got to shoot. The thing with the power play is they're not getting enough shots on net and getting rebounds or deflect. Look what happened. They got Lusterinen in front, and he tips that shot in. That's what you need to do. You score goals by deflections and rebounds or a snipe.
Yeah.
That's right. So I'm kind of disappointed, man. How do you go 0 for 7? The Panthers haven't scored a power play. They were on a tear. They were at a 50% clip in January, and now they've just turned ice cold.
Yikes.
Frank, I want some of the weed you're smoking, man. Kane at 10 million or 9 million or 8 million, some ridiculous number he thinks he's still worth, no way in hell we're getting Patrick Kane. Take it to the bank. That's right, Nick. Kachuk should be in front of the goalie. That is correct. Somebody should be in front of the goalie. Look what happened when Hornquist and Reinhardt, put Reinhardt in front of the goalie. But I don't like Kachuk behind the net. There was only one player that could really control the game from behind the net, and his number was 99. I haven't seen anybody that could do it since him.
Yeah. I mean, Barkov still has one of the best shots in the game, doesn't he? Why doesn't he use it more often? For one thing, just one specific example.
I'll show you again, Sir William. It's a Rocky Patel, Edge Correo. They're available at Publix. All right, can you see that? Okay, enough with the cigars. Anyway, yeah, they're for $5. They're pretty tasty, and I like Nicaraguans. To me, are the closest to the Cuban taste. So, all right, Andrew, let's see what you got. I think you should consider a Reinhardt or a Bennett trade, depending on the. No, Andrew, no.
Right, a Reinhardt or Bennett
Andrew,
trade.
Patrick Kane is not coming to Florida. Okay? Reinhardt and Bennett, okay, they are core players that need to stay here. No matter what anybody says, okay? Listen to me. I know my shit. You guys know I know my shit. Anybody that's throwing this crazy stuff out about trading either one of them, forget about it. Frank, I don't know about that. He didn't get good wood. There was one point in the game he had a one-timer, and he did not get a lot of wood on it. I mean, he's got a 100-mile slap shot. He just has to, get it in the sweet spot. All right, Tim, I'll have to check that out. I'll check that out. Thanks for letting me know. Andrew, you're gonna get the whole stream banging you down, bud. So just give up on the Pat Kane thing. Hey, who's this old guy? Yeah, where's the other old bald guy? Come on, Eric, join us.
Yeah, join us. He's literally right there.
I know. I guess he knows that he's on camera so much everybody's gotten sick of him. So let his sidekick take over for a little bit. All right, guys, come on, come with me with some good questions here. Forget about Patrick Kane. Next subject.
Yeah. There was an article I read on CBS Sports where someone legitimately put Florida Panthers as one of the possible landing spots for Erik Karlsson.
With what money? With what money? You guys, man, we don't have money. That's the problem. Bob, 10 million. Kachuk, 10 million. Ekblad, 7.5. Reinhardt, 6.5. Just those players alone. Here's what we need to do. Okay, if we make any moves, Very good there, True. Listen, here's what we need to do. Let's just say we don't make the playoffs. We're going to make some moves. The first guy you got to sign up, lock him in, max term, give him $7 million because he's worth it, is Gustav Forsling. Then you got a Montour, and I don't know what he's making, 3.5. He's going to want 5 or 6 mil. So again, guys, it's cap, it's money management, and we don't have enough money to go around. Start talking about the outdoor game and Lightning. Yeah, that would be great. That would be great.
Yeah, the rumor is, I guess, that we would be the Stadium Series next year.
Tim, that would be great if we could move Bob, but there's no way he's waiving his no trade clause. Okay? His wife and his child love it down here. Happy wife, happy life. There's nobody that would waive their no trade. That's why Huberto's pissed, because he didn't have a no trade. Yeah, Montour and Forsling. Yeah, they're worth. Listen, I don't know what Forsling agent is going to ask for, but I guarantee you it's a minimum 6 for 8 years or 7 for 8 years. And I got news for you. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Forsling is a much better defenseman than Ekblad. So if Ekblad's getting 7.5, Forsling's worth at least 7. Anyway, in the meantime, guys, talk about moving Bob. Why would you want to move a goalie that's playing out of his mind right now? He's earning his $10 million. You know, we could say that a couple of years ago when he sucked. All right, but he's not sucking. He's keeping us in every game.
Yeah, Bob is one of the only reasons we have a chance at all.
Right, and you're right, Gene. No one else is going to pay $10 million for Bob. And even if we have to, if we traded him, we'd probably have to eat half his contract. Anyway, yeah, Ekblad is damaged goods. Yeah, waste of a jersey. Well, the only player jersey that I have is Ekblad, and I got it on when he was a rookie. I'll tell you, the jersey I really want is I want one of those light blue retro Forsling jerseys, but I don't have $200 to get it. Anyway, also I want to wait and see that they lock him up. They'll make it. They'll make it happen. Brady Tkachuk, yeah, Joel, another pipe dream. There's no way Ottawa is getting rid of Brady Tkachuk. No way. I don't even know what we could give them in return that they would trade. Yeah, you're right, Paul. And we're not trading our captain. Yeah, Lundell move. Sweet. Barkov Jr., sweet hands. And Barkov's move, that's like the old Barkey. That move in the 5-hole, very slick.
Speaking of Barkov, do you think so far this season he's earned the captaincy?
We've talked about that. I don't personally think he should be captain. I think that would take some pressure off him.
Who would you have be captain instead
Tkachuk?
I was going to say that too. I want a reverse retro of the light blue jersey with Tkachuk on it.
All right.
Yeah.
Tell your dad to get you one for your birthday. Hey, Nick, who doesn't like it down here? All right? Just like in L.A. or Tampa. All right? You wake up, you go to the rink in shorts and flip-flops. You practice for an hour or 2 hours. Then you take a shower and you can go home, lounge by the pool, go to the beach, play golf. And, you know, on game days, I mean, it's who likes, you know, getting off the bus in, you know, 15-degree weather and snow and ice. That's why I moved down here, boys. Lombard for okay. All right, Lombard for captain. Okay. Captain Bennett. All right, whatever. Yeah, Frank. That's the $1 million question. Are we gonna get the Duclair that scored 30 goals last year? How many games is it gonna take him to get into the swing of things? We only have like 27 games left. Anyway, yeah, the problem with making Lombard captain, boys, is he's a fourth liner. They don't usually give the captaincy to a fourth liner. So now the other move I think we should definitely do next in the offseason is get Gudis locked up for another couple of years. Hey, Kyle, go get your dad. Kyle, go get your dad.
Okay, well, hey, Dad, come on. Stu's asking for you.
Okay, give me a second. I've gotta press upload and then I'm coming to finish up.
He has to press upload, and then he'll come and finish things up here.
All right. It's like I'm missing one of my nuts when Eric's not around.
Yeah, because I have to end it anyway when I'm uploading.
Oh, Gene. I love you. You know, you guys are great. Very creative ideas, but that's not how hockey works.
Okay. All right, thanks.
Move the C around.
Oh. All right. Okay, bud. I gotta get this closed up so I can.
Oh,
upload the
okay.
recap.
So Dustin, let's talk about this. People in the chat tonight said otherwise on Gudis. Tell me why. Tell me why they want to get rid of him. Gudis is regressing. You need Gudis for his toughness, okay? I see trading Duclair. I got news for you, Joel. We went the whole season without him. With the money he's making, we could do without him. Yeah, Eric, did you hear what I said before you came on?
No.
I said, without you, it's like I'm missing my left nut.
Yeah, that's me. That's me. I'm always somebody's balls. On that note, that's gonna be the end of tonight's live stream.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, no, I got because it's uploading, so I got. Otherwise, if I keep streaming while it's uploading, it'll take like 2 hours for it to upload. So, all right, guys.
Hey, I hope you had fun, guys. I wasn't planning on coming on, so
Yeah. No, you came on. They asked for you.
I appreciate you. You guys wanted me to come on. It's always fun. I love following the chat and the stream and shit.
Gene says you're missing your left nut because you forgot the guard.
Ah, good one.
That's good. That's good.
All right, are we still on for the morning?
Yeah. Tomorrow morning, 8:00. Yep, I'll be up. Yep.
All right, so I'm all talked out tonight. I don't know what we're going to talk about tomorrow.
I got shit to say. Don't worry. Watch my recap. That'll give you something to talk about.
Well, you know I do. All right, guys.
All right, guys. Thanks a lot.
Fun, man. Thanks for sticking around.
Yep. All right. So as you can tell, we have a good time. We have a lot of fun. We have a good time. You know. I didn't even watch it. I'm not gonna lie. I saw the beginning and I cut the beginning and I cut the end. I didn't sit and vet what he said, so don't hold me responsible. I don't know what was said during the half hour, and I from what Stu said he was talking about missing his left nut. I'm not quite sure. I'm breaking things. I'm not quite sure that I want to know. All right, so I'll give you just a little bit of my end of the game last night, which is pretty much going to piggyback on what I said at the end of the recap, which was the most important thing about last night is Spencer Knight keeping it up. Now I'm assuming, okay, that we're going to see Spencer tonight. You never know. Bob looked pretty. I mean, he was sweating bullets last night. They showed a couple up closes of him in the third period, and he was just like drenched and dripping. So you got to give this guy a night off. So Spencer, Yo, I mean, I said it last night. I'll say it again. It's time for the nut. Speaking of Stu talking about it's without his left nut, Spencer, I tell you what, Spencer. I tell you what, Spencer. I normally don't predict these types of things. I know somebody's watching. I know it. I know it. It's been too many years and too many coincidences. Okay. I know some. Well, I know Ekblad was paying attention to my tweet that one year because he liked it and then went out and got two goals in the period after I ripped him an ass. So Spencer, I'm sitting here. It might sound a little bit disrespectful telling you have the other nut drop. All right, but that's I'm old enough to be your dad. Kyle is doing Kyle's younger than you, so okay. Let's just look at it that way. All right. So here's the deal. You pitch me a shutout tonight, and I will have Manscaped send you the full performance package for free. Okay? They're fixing to send something to me. I'll have them deliver it right to you, Spencer. All right? Because tonight's the night we need both of them to drop. Okay? If you're going to play tonight, tonight is the night that you need to transition from kid Spencer to man Spencer, who can come in on a moment's notice and do what we need you to do, because we're paying your starters money starting next season. I'm not so sure, but Bubba ain't going anywhere, okay? Somehow Bubba has reversed time. I don't know how, okay? Maybe, I'm not going to take credit. I'm not going to take credit for this. However, I'm just thinking about this now. And I'm going to totally derail my own conversation, and that's fine. That's what I do here for an hour. For those of you who are just watching the podcast now, which is normally for members and Patreon supporters, that's kind of how it goes for an hour. Is I start off on one track, and then I completely derail my own conversation, and half the time I can't remember what I was getting to in the first place, which is just about what happened now. So I'm going to continue to fill time by telling you that that's what's happening, to give my brain time to catch up to remember what I was going to say. Now I remember. Bubba, in case you weren't watching, you've watched the show. During the beginning of the season, when he was playing poorly, what did I say? What did I keep putting out there as the reason why? Yeah, Bubba blew his nut. He put he put everything he had into last season. He old now. Now he's on the decline. He's on the decline. Huh. And because something lit a fire under his ass. Something lit a fire under Bob's ass to take him from playing clearly the worst hockey he'd ever played to now. I don't know if this is the best he's ever played, but it's certainly the best he's ever played with us. Something happened. I'm just saying. We'll just put that in the coincidence box, okay? I won't take credit. I'm not saying nothing other than we'll just put it in the coincidence box, and that's fine. That's fine, Bob. So Spencer, look, Spencer, I'm telling you, all right, you're of that age. I don't know what your situation is. I don't know if you got a woman. I don't know if you got what's going on for you, okay? But it's Valentine's Day. So that's going to be my Valentine's Day gift to you, okay? You don't even have to head to manscaped.com. You don't have to use code FlyingFluffy. You don't need to worry about the 20% off. You don't need to worry about, well, you're going to get the free shipping. Pitch me a shutout tonight, and I will have Manscaped, instead of sending me product, I will have them send you complete performance package. You're going to get the lawnmower, you're going to get the weed whacker, you're going to get the ball toner, you're going to get the newspaper, you're going to get the whole thing. All right, it comes in a nice sweet box. It comes with a nice leather carry case, which I don't have here. I did have it, but I used it, so it's somewhere else. This is the weed whacker. You're 22, right? So you probably don't have a whole lot of problems with ear and nose hair. Give it to your dad. All right, trust me, he needs it. You know what I'm saying? Pitch me a shutout. Pitch me a shutout tonight, and I will have Manscaped send you the performance package. And I'll send it to the team. I'm not trying to get. I don't need your address. All right. I mean, if you want to send me your phone number so I can text you, that's fine. I'll accept that. But I'm gonna need an address to send it to. All right. I'm not joking. I know this is a commercial, but I'm not putzing around. Spencer Knight, I'll just say right now, it's Valentine's Day 2023. Spencer Knight, I'm assuming you're going to play tonight. okay? Because if you don't play tonight and we throw Bob out there again, that's Cocoa Puffs. So I'm assuming you're playing tonight. Valentine's Day, my present to you. Get us a shutout tonight. Get us the 2 points. And I will contact Manscaped and say, hey, instead of sending it to me, here's the address to Spencer Knight. Here's the whole performance package. Not even kidding. I don't even need a review. It'd be okay. Like if you wanted to go on like Twitter or Instagram, I don't know what you do. You say, hey man, go to manscaped.com, use code Flying Fluffy, get 20% off. Jaws sent me this whole package. I love it. This is great. If you wanted to do that, that's fine. It's not a requirement. This is my Valentine's Day gift to you, but I need a little something in return, and that's goose eggs tonight. That's what we need. All right? All right. Enough of that. Now, what else we got? Oh, I got one little thing. I got one little thing about Patrick Mahomes, and then we'll go into some in-depth Panther stuff. It's just a little bit about Mahomes. I have to share this. So, I don't like him. He rubs me the wrong way, and I've been very open about that. And I've never really been able to pinpoint what it is. Right? It's like, what? I'm gonna show you what. I'm gonna show you why. And I understand that this is not fair. I totally grasp that this is completely unfair to him. Not even going to pretend like it is. But this is why I can't stand Patrick Mahomes. Okay. That is why. Because even in the biggest moment, on the biggest stage, he doesn't have control over his brother enough to the point that his brother won't do some asinine, stupid, idiotic, moronic, pathetic, ridiculous, absurd stunt like this. Look at this. I want to vomit. It makes me want to vomit just seeing that. So guilt by association, whatever you want to call it. Whatever you want to call it, I'm fine. I'm fine, not his fault, but kind of is. At some point, it becomes Patrick's responsibility. Okay? At some point, if you haven't sat your people down, whoever it is, right? And said, look, dude, I got boundaries. I got a brand I'm trying to build, right? Like, I mean, like I have to do with Stu. I mean, every day Stu he's trying to do some crazy. He wants to do the show topless. He wants us to do like a co-ed OnlyFans. He's got crazy ideas. And I every day have to say, dude, we have a brand. Let's stay on point, okay? I'm just saying that to see if Stu's watching. I'm just seeing that Stu's homesick, man. So I'm trying to get a laugh out of you. Hopefully you watched the whole thing. I know he watched himself. That much I know. I can guarantee you the first half hour, whatever that was, he's watched it 3 times already. So, all right. So anyway, the point is that I figured it out. It's like, Patrick, dude, this sounds like, this is proof that I'll never be satisfied with anybody. And I'm aware of that. This is proof that there's nothing that you can do that will completely satisfy me. I'm always going to reach into your gut and try to pull out more. That's what I do. I'm a coach. I can't help it. That's my style. It works for some people. It doesn't work for some people. I'm getting a headache. But the thing about it is that, Patrick, dude, I know you've won a couple Super Bowls. I know you've got the MVPs, but you still need to drop the other nut. You need the Manscaped package as well. You need to nut up. Go over there to your brother and be like, dude, cut the shit out. Enough is enough. It was cutesy and it was original. The first one time we saw it and nobody liked it then. It was like, all right, we'll put up with it because it's Patrick Mahomes' brother. Now, it's just a bad look all the way around. And there's literally, because I'm not a Kansas City Chiefs fan, right? I don't like watching a lot of highlights and stuff like that. So the reason why I don't like Mahomes, I've realized, is because every time I see Mahomes, it's on some big stage like this, and his freaking brother is there acting like an idiot. And I'm like, I can't stand it. And I just lump them in together because Patrick don't have the cojones to say, dude, get the fuck out and leave me alone during my interview. Now that I've said that, that's probably the first F-bomb I've done on the podcast. That figures. Well, it's free. The F-bomb is free today. No, the members didn't have to pay for that. So, All right, let's talk some Panthers hockey. Let's bring up the standings. Not that I want to look at them. You're thinking, well, Jaws, we won last night. How bad can it be? It's not about bad. I talked about this a little bit. Come on, where are they? I talked about this a little bit on the podcast yesterday, but of course, the general public didn't hear it. All right, so where are we? We're at 56 games played, 60 points, right? So where's 7th and 8th seed is the Capitals with 55 and 62, and the Penguins have 52 games and 61 points. You have to figure at the end of all of this, I'm giving the Penguins the 7 seed. I know right now it's 7-8, but 3 games in hand. Come on here, okay? So to me, I'm giving the Penguins the 7 seed. That's temporary where they are now. To me, it's the Panthers, it's the Capitals, it's the Islanders, and then it gets funky. Then it gets funky because where do you draw the line? Where do we draw the line? Where's the line? Is the line on reputation or not? Because we got the Sabres and Red Wings have 4 games in hand on us. Now only 4 points behind us. 4 games in hand. So, okay, I get the Sabres have lost 3, but the Red Wings have won, or lost 4, but the Red Wings have won 3 in a row. Okay? And what I said yesterday, I'll say it again. If the Sabres, Red Wings, and Senators win their games in hand just to get even to where we are, they would be ahead of us in the standings. Considering games in hand, technically, when you factor in the idea that every team wants to win their games in hand, right? When you factor in the idea every team is saying, well, if we win our games in hand, okay, when you use that, if the Senators, Red Wings, and Sabres win their games in hand, we're like next to last place. Now, I'm not saying we're a last place team. Don't shoot the messenger there. But I'm just saying that the East is ridiculous. It's absolutely frickin' ridiculous. Okay? And this is, this comes down to those first games. And the one thing I wanted to talk about a little bit here was, okay, we're sitting here 10 points out of the Lightning, right? We're sitting here 10 points out of the Lightning. It's 5 games. It's 5 games. Okay? So I'm going to go all the way. Yeah, there's a preseason. Let's find the 5 games. Let's find the 5 games. Now we need to just figure out this is what happened. Okay, we lost right here. Game 1. Are you're kidding me? You're kidding me. Now, previous to this, we had just lost to the Lightning in overtime. Fine. Then we just beat the Islanders. Okay. And then what? What? We lost to the freaking Blackhawks. That's 1 game. That's 2 points. Okay. That's 2 points. I won't even count the Flyers game. That's 2 points. And then we come right down here. Dude. Really? The Coyotes. Come on. That's 4 points. That's 4. That's the playoffs right now. Right now, you beat the Blackhawks, you beat the Coyotes. Right now, we're in a playoff spot. That's 2 games. Let's keep going. All right, we beat the Capitals there. We're good. This sucked. That's a loss point. Okay, here we go. That's 6 points. That's 3 games. Are you kidding me? Blue Jackets 5, Panthers 3. These are games we didn't even get a point out of. Okay, you want to talk about okay, we lost to the Flames, but we got a point. But the Jackets get jeez, my thing is too sensitive. Now I got to go all the way back. It goes all the way back. Is it going to go back to where I was? No, I got to go all the way back. Come on, jeez, you ruined my whole shtick here. Anyway, so the Blackhawks game, not overtime, no point. The Coyotes game, no point. Okay? And then here with the Jackets, you're telling me those 3 teams, hell, if we would have taken any of those teams to overtime and just gotten those points, we'd be in a playoff spot. So that's 6 points. That's 6 points. Let's continue. Jeez, the Flames beat us 6-2. Crying out freaking loud. We finally beat the Kraken. All right, we beat the Red Wings. We got killed by the Lightning. Then the Kraken beat us. We came back. We beat the Jackets. We lost to the Penguins. Jeez, the Bruins killed us. We beat the Canadiens. I'm looking to see if there's any. All right, that time we beat the Coyotes. I mean, we beat the Red Wings. We lost to the Knights, but they're a good team. I'm looking for crap teams. Teams that we should have, games we definitely should have gotten points in won. I mean, what a crap stretch this was. But those are the Lion games, right? Are those the Alex Lion games? I believe they are, right? Yeah. And then let's see. We beat the Sharks. We beat the Lightning. All right. So there's three. There's three. There's those 3 games. Those 6 points. So where would we be if you even got 3 points? If you'd even taken those games to overtime, we'd be sitting here at 63 points. And we'd be the 7th seed. We wouldn't really have a chance at the top 3. But even if we had just gotten those games to overtime, that we'd be the 7th seed. So what does it mean? Well, every game now is this monumental. You saw it on the recap last night. You seen me do it. I mean that's what I do. I don't deny doing it, right? It's this wild emotion shift where it's like after one period you think we're going to win the cup. After the next period I'm thinking how are we going to rebuild this team? And then sometimes we win, sometimes we lose, and that that's what runs the rest of the opinions. Beginning of the season, I said we were going to get better as we went, and we were going to win the cup. Now, they didn't do, they did, I missed the first 20 games by the 1 overtime loss. They did exactly what I said except for the 1 overtime loss. I didn't pay attention to the second 20 because I know they didn't do anything close to what I said, okay? This third 20, though, when we get to, when we get to have played 60 games, I'm going to go back. I had already done a review on the first 20. I didn't do one after the second because it was bad. But now, after we get to the third set of 20, I'm going to go back and look and see what I said for each 20 and what we actually did. Because we are trending kind of, sort of in the direction of what I said. Now, I think I had gotten us to 108 points. That ain't happening. We know that. But 19, 5, and 2 gets us to 100 points. That's where we are right now. Can we do that? Well, we're going to circle that all the way back to Spencer, because we've got back-to-backs. And we know if Bob is playing lights out, okay? But Spencer, dude, don't be the reason why we don't make the playoffs, right? We're going to need you at least for 5 games, okay? We need you to come out strong, no early goals. I don't care that you've not played in a while. That narrative, that whole that needs to be in the garbage can now. The whole he hasn't played in a while narrative, it's been a while. Tough shit. That narrative needs to be done. You're fit to make $4.5 million next year. There's starting goaltenders that aren't making that. Okay? So it's time, kid. It's time. And that's one of the big we can't have nights off. We can't have off nights. We can't be like, well, we lost because, backup goal. We can't have that. We can't have that. I'm not expecting you to be Bubba, but I will send you the Manscaped complete package if you give me a shutout tonight. Be warned if you don't. Well, not the shutout. If just don't be the reason we lose, dude. You kind of, Bob was the reason we won last night. All I'm asking from you tonight, Spencer, is don't be the reason we lose. That's what I'll say about that. All right. So at the end of every podcast, I have story time with Jaws. Now, I've put one of these out. I told the story about how I medically retired a master sergeant when I was in the United States Air Force. And but today being Valentine's Day, it's my parents' anniversary. So the story I'm going to tell today actually doesn't involve me. It's my dad, but it'll give you a pretty good picture into why it's a good window into why I am the way I am, or at least the fruit don't fall far from the tree. So my dad, I grew up in Miami, right? We lived in Mady Ives. He had a 24-foot open fisherman, nice boat, little cabin, and he loved the troll, and I hated it. I get seasick. I get seasick. So it was kind of disappointing for him because, you want to take your kid out, right? Fishing. And I hated the trolling. It was freaking boring because you're just trolling for hours and hours and hours till you find the fish. I'm like, just drop me off at the pier, man. The fish are at the pier. I don't care if it's to me, there's no difference between catching a 5-pound mackerel and a 5-pound dolphin 20 miles offshore. Just give me the 5-pound mackerel on the pier. I can sit there and fish. I watch the girls in the bikinis. I don't get seasick. I just drop me, and they would. They would go out in the boat, and it's Holliver. There used to be a pier at Holliver. For those of you who are young, there used to be a pier next to the inlet. Just about a few hundred yards north of the inlet, there was a pier, best pier. It was the longest pier on the East Coast. So they would be getting ready to go on the boat. They dropped me at the pier. I'd spend the whole day in the pier. My dad would be out in the boat, and then when they'd come back, they'd pick me up. But this particular day, I wasn't at the pier. Where was I? I might have been, but it might have been a situation where by this time I could drive. I think I was old enough to drive at this point, and I had my own stick, so I probably was fishing this day. But my dad was going to go fishing with both my uncles, okay? So it's my dad is his brother, okay, and my natural mother's brother, who was my uncle. My natural mother left when I was 3 years old. And then my dad remarried quick because, as in my father's word, this kid needs a mother. So it was my dad, his brother, and my natural mom's brother. Now, the combination of the three was spectacular, and there's the reason, half the reason why I wouldn't go out on the boat. My dad, staunch conservative. His brother, staunch liberal. My other uncle, staunch alcoholic. And they would get on the boat, and I would feel unsafe. Like, can I just swim home? Because y'all, this is Cocoa Puffs, right? Because my dad and his brother, because they're already brothers, they already would fight like cats and dogs. So they just start going at it, and my uncle would just be drinking beer after beer after beer, and you never know who he was going to side with. He just enjoyed the chaos, right? And I'm sitting there most of the time, they're going through that, and I'm yakking, throwing up over the side of the boat because I get seasick. So after a couple of times like that, I say, just drop me off at the pier, dude. So my dad, he had actually same kind of van that I had, only a little bit smaller, big white Astro van, cargo van, because we had a print shop, so he needed a cargo van to carry around all the paper and everything like that. And Holliver Inlet, if you've ever launched a boat at Holliver Inlet, I don't know if they've improved it now, but it used to be back in the day that the boat ramps during low tide would be really, really, really slimy and slippery, like really bad. Okay, like you could think, I can walk it. No, you can't walk on it. Okay, you take one step and you're going down. All right, so 3 of them back in the boat and you had to be very, very careful. So one person would be backing, would be backing the van up, and another person would be like directing the traffic, okay? And you'd have one guy on each side of the boat directing traffic, and my dad would be backing the boat up. Well, my uncle, the liberal uncle, he forgot to disconnect one of the chains. It wasn't one of the chains, And then my dad backed the boat in, and the boat just kept going because it was still connected to the van. So as it was slipping and sliding, the boat just kept going into the water, and then the van just kept going right into the water because it was so slippery that he floored it. It didn't do no good. Tires just spun and bloop, bloop. So the boat was floating and the van just boom, sunk, gone. So my dad did what any rational man would do at that point since there were no cell phones. He walked to the payphone. He called my mother and he said, I sunk the van. We're going fishing. Rent a van and pick us up about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And my dad just left the van there, told my mom, call the insurance company. We'll be back at 4. We're going fishing. And my dad and my uncles got in the boat. And that's exactly what they did, is they just left the sunk van there right in the middle of Oliver boat ramp, and they went fishing. And it wasn't like they come home early. They did a full day of fishing. They did like nothing happened. Like nothing happened. And all my mom could say was, okay, Ronnie. And that's what she did, is she rented another van. She called the insurance company, and they arranged the whole time. My dad came back. They had a boat full of fish. They had a great day fishing, and they pulled the useless van out. They backed the new van in. They, attached the trailer properly this time. It was high tide by now, right? So it wasn't as big of a deal. And they drove off with the rented van with the boat like nothing happened. And that's not even the worst of the story. That's not even the worst of the story. My dad had bought that van brand new. See that number? That's how many payments he had left on it when he sunk it. That's one, in case you're just listening. He had bought it brand new, and he had one payment left. It got paid off. But he had to start all over again with the new van and payments because, by then it was an old used van. How much can it be worth, right? But he kept it. Every repair. If the van, my dad's the guy that, when he starts the engine, he's like, you hear that? You hear that? And just take it right next door, literally next door from the print shop that we had was a Southern Tire and Auto. If I don't know if it's still there, but a Southern Tire and Auto. There's some warehouses on the south side of Irish Dairy Road as you come down the hill on I-95. Okay, you get off of I-95, you come down the hill going west towards the stadium. Over to the left, there's a bunch of warehouses. That's where the print shop was. And there was Southern Tire and Auto right next to the print shop. If my dad thought he heard a tick in the car, he would just go right next door and be like, hey, check it out. And so he had done all the repairs because the point was to pay off the van, and you got this van with no payments for freaking ever, and you're good to go. He had one payment left, and he sunk it. And he went fishing, and I wasn't there. And that's the only thing I regret was, half of me regrets not being there because I would have loved to have seen that. A quarter of me is glad I wasn't there because somehow I'm pretty sure that would have ended up being my fault, even though I had nothing to do with it. And the other quarter of me is really happy I wasn't there because I can't imagine what that boat was like. Because they left and they came back. And by the time they came back, let's just put it this way. I can say this because the statute of limitations on all of this would have long expired. But let's just say everybody came back either drunk or stoned or both. So I'm glad. I'm kind of glad that I wasn't there because there was no other way to deal with it, right? It is what it is. It was a different time. It was a different time. And look, my uncle, my dad's brother, he lived in South Miami. So, I mean, it was like a long ass drive for him to come down and go fishing with my dad, which didn't make any sense because they never got along anyway. But it wasn't like my dad, but there's no way my dad was going to be like, okay, well, we're not going fishing. Let's just take care of the van. The fishing comes first. So, the point being there is fruit don't fall far from the tree. That's for damn sure. So, all right. That does it for this awkwardly, somewhat molded together Florida Panthers review sports podcast. I don't know what I'm going to put the title in because I want people to understand it's both, right? And then the members, you guys are going to be scratching your head like, hey, what do we get today? Well, you get my love and my appreciation, okay? You guys, the members and the Patreon supporters are the ones that pay for me to be able to do the hour podcast every day. So I'm gifting this podcast to the rest of the YouTube subscribers and the viewers in your name today. So everybody who enjoyed this, don't thank me, thank the members and the Patreon supporters, or maybe become a member or a Patreon supporter yourself, but thank them for allowing me the platform to just ramble on for an hour for whatever apparent reason a couple people like to listen. So other than that, we'll see you again tonight. Colin and I will be back tonight. It's 20 to 11 already. Jeez, where did this day go? We'll be back. Stream starts 7:45, and I hope. I would assume Stu should feel better by tomorrow. He'll feel better. I'm sure he will. So all right. I feel like I've forgotten something. You know, I'm pretty sure I'm forgetting something, but it is what it is. That's what happens when you get old. All right. Appreciate all the support. I'll see you again soon.